If you notice, the angel didn't say, do you want it? He said, here. That was life. When he saw the other gifts, they were offered to him. But the last one, he said, I want those. And when he said that, I held my chest and I said, I knew what it meant. Like, why you picked those? But that was his choice. God gave him a glimpse of heaven. Next 2 days, we at the hospital. And when he had to get a blood transfusion, they put the phone on his chest to let him hear the prayers that go in his ear. Because God had a saved security guard and a saved nurse. Always had him placed up for me. And the prayers began to go in his ears. And then we stood there. He was quiet. Then he looked up at me. And then he was trying to say something. But he couldn't form his words. I said, yes, baby. I said, yes. And he was looking at me with his piercing eyes. And I put my ear down to his head. And I couldn't hear anything. So then I said to the nurse, did he have a stroke? She said, no. I said, he's trying to talk to me. I'm going to tell you this and I'm done. And so I looked, and then he urinated. And the nurse said, that's what he was trying to tell you, Mom. He had to pee. So they cleaned him up. And then the nurses was about to switch. You know, it was time to switch. So then, after having the blood in him for about maybe 6-7 minutes, I seen something red on the sheet. Lift up the sheet, there was a pool of blood. He was laying in it. And the nurses and the doctors just left out of the room. I said, wait a minute, where's y'all going? And I talked in this tone, I wasn't screaming. His baby's mother wasn't there because she went home to pack our stuff. Good Friday. Remember, when he stepped in the blood at the house, we tried to clean his feet. The blood wouldn't come off his feet. He had red feet from the blood. So I said, what are you doing? The doctor pulled me to the side. He's going to die anyway, Miss Wright. I said, that's my child.
That's right. That's right.
I said, the least you want to do is go home with your conscience that you did everything you can do.
That's right.
Don't refuse him any blood.
That's right.
It's going to come out anyway. I said, I don't care. Give him some more blood. They never came back in the room. I walked in the room. My son said, Mom, tell him to help me. He said, tell him to help me. Out of everything that I endured and that I stood and didn't cry and didn't break, that moment,
yes,
everything in me shattered.
Yes.
That's like seeing your child drowning in a river and ain't nothing you can do about it. Even with him reaching his hand out to you. And when he said it, I just looked at him. And they came in, they cleaned him up. I walked over to him. It wasn't me. I put my hand on his chest. I said, baby, don't be scared. I said, God got you. I was coaching him into eternity and didn't even know it. Didn't even know it. I said, it's okay. Don't be scared. And he was just looking at me going, okay, because he trusted me. He said, oh, he just would shake his head. I said, don't be scared. He said, and then all of a sudden, his vitals just began to drop. The nurses, one nurse ran in the room, grabbed me and said, come on, let's pray. And I seen a nurse come in with the defibrillator and the big needle. And we went around the corner. We began to bombard heaven. And when the doctor came out, she was taking her gloves off, and I said, what's going on? She said, he had a tallit that he always took with him to the hospital. I looked at him, I smiled, I took the tallit, I wrapped it around his face, I whispered in his ear, I said, if you didn't know that nobody loved you, you know I loved you. And I gave you every fiber of my being. Every fiber of my being. I said, now go on and rest. Go on and be with the Lord. But today, I stand here in my right mind.